Hey guys, welcome to the second edition of Phyrefli's Video Digest. Thank you for watching. This week we're going to be looking at three things. The first one is going to be the often discussed and often berated server admin. The second one is an eSports community which has been going for many years. Historically they played principally in BF2, but they also have some games in Battlefield 3. And finally we're going to be looking at this edition's fantastic video. So please watch the rest of the video. Hope you enjoy it, and Merry Christmas and a very early Happy New Year. Now before I start to talk about server admins, I have a confession. I am one. I've been a server admin for more than a decade. Ever since I used to play the old Mech Warrior games, and that's the original MW, not this fancy pantsy Modern Warfare stuff. Being a server admin is a hard job. Being a good server admin is a very hard job. And unfortunately, as you all know, and as I know from personal experience, there aren't that many good server admins. Before we carry on though, I'd like you to read a link, and this is the link. If you read that, you'll see the terms and conditions, or rules of conduct, for players and ranked server admins in the Battlefield series. Now the first thing that you'll see if you look at that is the fact that that is not even for Battlefield 3. It's for Battlefield 2 and 2142. These are games which are what, 5 years old, 6 years old now? The first thing that DICE and EA need to do is to rewrite the rules of conduct to make sure that they're applicable to Battlefield 3. We don't have Titans. We don't have a lot of the things that are mentioned in there. So first of all, the rules need to be made clear, and these are the rules that server admins need to abide by. The second thing is that DICE needs to provide a way for server admins and for players to report bad server admins and bad players. For example, if you click the link at the bottom of the rules of conduct, see where it takes you. Try it just now. It's a dead end. It's useless. To date, I have not seen a single server taken down because of a complaint against it, which makes the whole thing, well, ludicrous to be totally frank with you. So before I continue about server admins and about players in general, let's first of all get the basics sorted. Please DICE, get the rules of conduct sorted, get the reporting procedure sorted, and then when that's done, then we can start to get some decent servers and some decent players, because believe me, players are responsible for a lot of the stuff that goes on. Now like I said, I'm a server admin, and I like to think I'm at least a reasonable server admin. But that doesn't mean there aren't bad server admins out there, and I've met a few of them myself. All players have had the same thing. You're having a fantastic game, you could spin up in the air 3 times, come down, fire 4 shots and get 10 head kills. We've all done it, we've all had that perfect game, and we've all been kicked because of it. Not because we're cheating, simply because we're having that once a month or once a year game, and an admin kicks you for it. It's annoying, you've done nothing wrong. What can you do? At the moment, nothing. But look at it from the server admin's perspective. If someone goes 30 for 0, especially back in BC2, someone goes 40 for 0, in that specific game, you can almost guarantee they're cheating. In BF3 it's different because you can revive, and the same in BF2 and 2142. I once remember seeing a clanmate post up a video where he went 62 for 2 on Gibraltar, and that was principally through revives. He probably died 20 times. But he was raced throughout it, and that's why he got such a great score. And those scores are possible with a good squad, excuse me for that, a good squad working together. But how many times do you have good squads if you're not playing with friends? So, as far as server admins are concerned, guys, get your acts together, make sure that you and your clanmates have got a good set of rules for when you're adminning your server and you adhere to them. For example, on our own server for the clan that I'm in, which is Eurogamers.eu, we have to post up every single ban that we issue and the reason why. And if that player comes into our forums and says, look guys, why have I been banned? I did nothing wrong, you as the admin have got to defend yourself in front of that player. If you don't do it properly, there's a very good chance that ban will be rescinded. If you're kicked, we do kick, to be fair. It's not pleasant having some players come on and call you various names. It's not pleasant having players come on and say that your mother, your wife, your girlfriend, your daughter well, we've all seen what the text is, we've all seen what it's like, and it's unpleasant. Players like that deserve to be kicked. You carry on doing that, you're going to be banned. That's how a good server behaves, but the rules and the way that the server is admin has to be consistent. That's good server admin, but what about bad server admins? I do wonder sometimes if bad server admins actually outnumber good server admins by about 10 to 1. There's a lot of talk. If you go onto Battlelog right now, you'll probably find 3 out of 10 of the threads on there are about bad server admins, and they exist, they do exist. But what can a player do about it? Nothing, apart from not go to that server. Now there's been two possibilities for sorting that out which have been put forward. One is a ranking system for servers, one is a simple blacklist, preferably also with a whitelist, although we have that, well, to be honest, with the favourite system for servers as well. Personally, I prefer a blacklist, and the reason is very simple. If you have a ranking or a feedback system for servers, anyone that gets kicked or banned is going to end up getting his mates to put a negative score on the server. You might even get clans who go around putting negative scores on competitive clan servers just simply to put them down in the scores and in the ranks, and that's not right. The straightforward, simple blacklist for servers would be perfect. You don't see the servers that you don't like on there. Those servers perhaps could be told that 10 players, 15 players, 1 player have blacklisted them, so they know they're doing something wrong, but there is no potential for abusing a system like that, and that's why I genuinely think that a blacklist system for servers is something that DICE really do need to implement. But first they need to get the rules of conduct and the reporting procedures in place. Otherwise the rest of it, it's just a house built on sand. Now before I start this next section, you may have noticed that the lighting went a bit wonky in the last section. My apologies for that. Unfortunately I rely a little bit on sunlight here and it disappeared. This section we're back on eSports again, and more specifically an eSports community called Rush Zone, or sometimes Rush TV. It's run by my friend Stoner, who has been around since BF2, if not before. Stoner is a fantastic broadcaster, especially of live games, and if you look on their site, the link which will come up now, rushzone.com, you'll see that they have quite a large and quite substantial video on demand section. If you want to see why eSports is important to Battlefield 3 and why the tools for eSports should be included, have a look at that video on demand section. It's great for people like us to be able to watch highly competitive games live or on demand and to see just how fantastically this game can be played. Unfortunately at the moment, we nor Rush Zone nor the eSports community have the tools that they require to do that. And this is something, as I mentioned in the last digest, I hope that DICE look at and try to fix fairly quickly, as they are tools that are needed. Rush Zone thrives on the eSports community, and it would not be around if it wasn't for these kinds of tools. Neither would other communities either. So if you're looking for some excellent video on demand movies, or to see what a highly competitive team looks like in action, check out Rush Zone. And DICE, if you want to see just where your tools are going to be used, you also check them out please. This week's fantastic video is by Woven HD and is called A Human Anti-Aircraft. In the video, not only does Woven show just how graphically amazing Battlefield 3 can be, but he pulls off some stunning mid-air shots to take down both helicopters and also in some cases some aircraft as well. So if you're looking for a video that's got everything, including some amazing skill, check out what Woven's put up on his site. That's it. Thanks again for watching this digest. I hope you'll look at the next one. If you have any comments or anything you'd like to pass across, please let me know. I'm especially looking for constructive criticism and fantastic videos of the week. That's it. Take care.